the Twitch stream. I don't know why. I keep messing around with my camera settings. I'm using a green screen. I'm at the office today, so I'm using a green screen, and for some reason I don't have the appropriate settings of that chroma filter. So I need to do something about that, I think. Is that the opacity is what's going on? No, that's not the opacity. I think I need to just lower this. No. I don't know what. Let's just do standard. Oh, that wasn't good either. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay, something like that. Let's go with that. Who cares? And I have a guest with me, and I just want to make sure that your sound is coming across on Twitch. Do you want to say hi? And your sound is there. All good. All good. How are you doing today? Oh, well, that's Windows for you, I guess. I wish I could help, but unfortunately, as I told you yesterday, I don't use Windows at all for many reasons. One one would be but back in the days when I was using Windows, there was a lot of blue screen of death action, with a lot of crashes and so on. So I was like, nah, nah. But are you using the what is it, Linux subsystem ish kind of thing that they introduced recently? Okay, okay. I know a few people that they used to do dual boot on Windows because they wanted to use Linux. But apparently nowadays you don't have to do dual boot. You can do um, WS something. I don't know. It's a built-in thing apparently in Windows nowadays. So, but if you don't use Linux, you don't have to use that, of course. Apart from those instances that you were telling me yesterday about when you have to spin up your MacBook Air, or what is it, to deploy to App Store, right? When you do your mobile development, of course, right? Right. So let's see. We are doing this a little bit of a follow-up. So this is one of the 3 events that I run every week. Um, so we are doing this. Let me share my screen also with you so you can see what I'm doing, or you don't have to. Well, you could if you log in on Twitch as well. So that would be nice. Then we get the statistics. Let's see, screen. There it is. That's the one. Uh, right. So we're doing the community follow-up and Q&A, which is run by me on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, just to keep the community up to speed with what is going on. I am in the process of setting up the environment for Agile Ventures, but this so we do have there are a few things that are not working yet. So first, for instance, this one is streamed on my personal channel, which is not entirely desirable because we do have a channel for Agile Ventures that oh, apparently I'm streaming myself there, or Mike set it up. But we we just haven't got around to really activate this channel yet. Hopefully, we will be able to do that soon. So that's one thing. The second unfortunate thing is that the recordings for this of these events are being uploaded to my um, company's channel, or YouTube, yeah, YouTube channel, rather than the one for Agile Ventures. And the reason for that is extremely obscure. That is that we simply don't have access to that YouTube channel. We haven't gotten that from the previous management of this charity. Um, Not sure why, but that's the way it is. But here they are. We are posting them on YouTube for people to review. And actually, one thing that I wanted to show you yesterday, Verena, was this thing. Let's see if yeah. So this is the dashboard of um, of the main site that at this point is not working. It's rendering me a 500 error, but there's a map with all our users marked. So you see there are very few white spots on the world map where we do not have. The white spots, they indicate countries where we don't have any members. But Agile Ventures members are scattered all over the place, which is very exciting and very fun. But yeah, that is pretty cool actually. I love it. And so now we have another one in Germany. So that's great. Welcome to the community, Ryan. Unfortunately, at this point, I am getting a 500 error, and I spent a better chunk of today trying to debug that. Can't really figure out what's going on. I was examining the logs and doing all sort of manual debugging on the server. Then I had lunch, and of course during lunch a potential solution came to mind, but then I had to run this meeting. So right after this session, I will try to fix this. We're getting a nil class exception on a query. But what I wanted to talk about today, if possible, is first of all, I want to get this out, and then we're just gonna do there we go. Right. I wanted to talk about a project that we've been running for many years, and that is the project that is codenamed Website 1, which pretty much is this website that we are using as a community website. So if you will indulge me, then I would like to go through this presentation. There's a few talking points here about that project, and then perhaps we can talk about a little bit about the future of this thing. So this is a slide deck that I prepared for new members, and you are a new member, and perhaps people watching are also considered new. So just a brief thing about Agile Ventures. As everyone knows at this point, we are a non-profit organization incorporated in Britain, Great Britain, United Kingdom. We see ourselves as a project incubator where we promote social innovations, open source projects, and of course free software and everything that comes with that. We are a place where people can learn, and when they can grow as personally, both as individuals, hopefully, by interacting with others, but primarily as software developers. We do have members from across the world, and also on various levels of competence and experience in both software development or related topics like project management, agile methodologies, and so on. And so this project that is codenamed Website 1 is powering our main website, of course. Looking at the screenshots here, and that is it is meant to be an entry point for our members and promote online collaboration and crowdsourced development of projects. And it is the longest running active project at Agile Ventures. It's not the first project we started with, but it's the one that has been been under development for the longest period of time. The main features of this website is, of course, to start with community information, an introduction to what Agile Ventures is and what we want to achieve and what we do and so on. So it's a very informative, or is supposed to be an informative website. But we also have a member directory and a project repository where we store information about all the active projects that we are running. And lastly, we also have event management. So events like this, where we can get together and talk or listen to me talk, my monologue. But anyway, we can handle that using this website. Now, everything else that touches upon the community is handled through Slack, like discussions or different threads, and also online calls sometimes if you want to talk to somebody using audio. That is handled by Slack. But the website is meant to be like a central hub for people to meet and collaborate or initiate collaboration. The project has been developed, of course, using agile software development methods. We are using nowadays Kanban for as a project management process. It is powered by GitHub projects, so that we try to keep everything on GitHub. The code base is stored, of course, and open sourced on GitHub. But we also use GitHub projects to manage tasks. We are in the process of rebooting that because the old tracker was a bit cluttered with not so very active tasks and features and feature requests, I would say. So we are rebooting that at the moment. We do use a lot of online tools like coveralls and code climate coveralls for test coverage metrics, and code climate for both test coverage metrics, unfortunately, because they are overlapping a little bit, but for code quality. Code climate is a fantastic tool that can read through our code and tell us if we are doing a good job or not, basically according to standards and best practices. We're using continuous integration, using Semaphore 2, and we also have set up our deployment pipeline using Heroku to automatically deploy our code into production through three server structure. Actually, we have a development server, a staging server that is a replica of the production one, and then finally the code makes it to the production server after all the tests have been run and go green. In terms of technology, this is a Rails 6 full stack application today. We are looking into this because I am not particularly happy with that. One could say it's a legacy project, so we're using jQuery and JavaScript mixed in a way that is not desirable at this point. But we do use OAuth using Google and GitHub with limited success, apparently, as you can bear witness to, Rana. So that was that is a bit of a shit show. But in terms of testing, it is thoroughly tested. We are on 93% test coverage, so that's good. We are using RSpec to test our units, and we use Cucumber. We use Cucumber for acceptance tests, and we use Jasmine for unit testing, unit tests of some JavaScript modules that we're using or have written ourselves, pretty much. It's a shitty solution, unfortunately. But we do use Cucumber. Is nice. It's a bit, it's a little bit of an old technology, and it fits the stack right now because it's a full stack application. But we will probably move away from Cucumber moving forward. And we promote pair programming, of course, in this project as much as possible because we cherish that approach. Two programmers work together on one workstation if we are co-located, or two or more programmers working together using Google Meet or Zoom or Jitsi or what have you, if we are distributed, and we are distributed nowadays, at 100%, of course. And we do believe that pair programming produces better and more robust code, um, and promotes knowledge sharing and uh, learning among each other, among the members of the community. So that's important to us. And finally, how can you contribute? You or whoever is watching, of course, by using the application and reporting bugs, or suggesting new features. That's the first step. Um, but also, since we are a community of developers, by simply writing code. And I would definitely emphasize that no patch is too small. If you can fix some typos, add some comments, clean up inconsistent, white space, as we say here, but also inconsistencies in best practice, following best practices. This code base has been written or worked on by, I don't know, 300 people. So there are inconsistencies. Everyone has their own um, has their own coding style, and depending on who was the project manager, and they have been shifting over the years. Different coding standards have been introduced or accepted, and it is a little bit of a shit show today, unfortunately, as many other legacy code applications. So there's a lot of stuff to refactor, a lot of features to develop, uh, and also, just by helping us review our pull requests and review code when we submit something. The repository is again open source, so we welcome everyone to work on this at this point. Historically, Website 1 has been a very good entry point for new community members, because a lot of people were interested in Ruby on Rails and full stack applications and so on. This was an internal project and people liked to work on that. Now, today, if we fast forward to 2021, this project is fairly big and it's not that easy to set up anymore, even though I really try to simplify things over the last few months. There is a threshold to pass, and there are a few hurdles along the way. But I would still say that because of the fact that this code is so well tested, it is fairly, accessible to new programmers, but they do require some assistance in setting things up. So on a grade 1 to 10 in terms of accessibility to new developers or beginners, I would say it's like a 3 or 4 perhaps. So it's not that super easy to get started with. But it's a project that is in production. We're using it. So if you want to see some of your contributions make it to a live server, then Website 1 is definitely a good project to start. And now this means if you want to join the effort, you just navigate to Website 1 on our project repository and get started by joining the project, forking and cloning, of course, down to your computer, and spinning it up on your local host. And once you are past that, then we can start talking to each other, and we can start to build new features, pretty much. And that concludes the presentation. And now I just wanted to say a few words about the code itself. So if you go to, oh, that was the wrong one. If you go to Agile Ventures, there's this thing, Website 1. And again, I don't know, Veronica, have you done any Rails development at any point? You're totally new to that one? Okay. Oh, yeah. This is a full stack application. When Rails is a framework, it's written in Ruby. It's a fantastic framework in itself. Today when I use Ruby on Rails, I solely use it for for API development and not for full stack applications, right? It's more lightweight, and it's generally better, I would say, to do that. So let me just move this chat out of the way. Actually, move it here. There we go. Right. So one thing that I would say is that moving forward, I would like to move away from full stack and just create an API that serves all the business logic and build some sort of a React or Vue or what have you client that will talk to that API. And there was some effort to do that at some point, open up some endpoints to serve some data, but it was made in a very, very weird way using this grape API things, and I'm not used to that way of writing APIs in Rails personally, so I would probably move away from that. But generally speaking, I would say that this application has become so big and so heavy that it makes really good sense to break it up into smaller pieces. And I think this very initial, very crude separation of business logic and storage into one application and then build a client in any of the modern JavaScript frameworks that are out there would actually make sense. There is a problem. We host the whole thing on Heroku, and in order to have it, let's see, where is that? No, I actually have it in another. I can just move this one out. Right, so here's the application on Heroku, and if we let's see, so we're using Airbrake for error monitoring, Heroku Postgres database, and some other add-ons on Heroku. But if we look at the metrics, I just upgraded this server to another dyno, and we're still running on 91.7% efficiency, and the maximum was on 104. It was actually 120 earlier today. So we are operating on maximum capacity, and if we look at the price tag for this capacity, we are paying $100 a month to have this server up and running, right? So I just bumped this up from $50 to $100, from one dyno to two dynos. And the thing is that if we would run this as an API only application, then this would be far more efficient for us to run, and we could get by on a smaller server than we need to do today. A full stack Rails application is usually triple the weight, or than an API application. It's weird, but that's the way it is. It depends, of course, on the size of the database and some other metrics. But I think that we could save ourselves a lot of money if we separate this from the back end from the front end. And again, perhaps $100 isn't much, but for a small charity like ours, every dollar counts. Or we're actually a British charity, so I would say pound sterling. But anyway, so that's where I am at the moment. In terms of making any decisions about the future of this project. I mean, we are, apart from a few bugs here and there, we are delivering on the things that we want to deliver on, and I think it's time for us to kind of move on and do something better with this project. And I know that there's been a lot of discussions about this over the years. I know that there is, for instance, a project that was started called Website One Backend API, not sure what that is. Then there was another project called Website 2, which was um, a React project, or Gatsby for all the wrong reasons probably. Um, so they claimed that it would be a complete redesign of the Website 1 project and so on. So, um, but it was, I don't know if it was abandoned or I mean, nothing has been happening for 7 months and so on. I wasn't involved in those decisions. We'll see if we will reboot any of these projects. Although personally, I don't think Gatsby is the way to go. But who cares what I think? No, I'm kidding. But I'm not really sure whether that's a good avenue to review. I would like to see what this API would be meant to separate the backend for several React front end. Yeah, so that's exactly what I'm talking about, but I don't know how much have been done here in terms of controllers and so on. Right. It's I don't know. But anyway, that's the story of website 1. So far, we have to do something with it and choose an avenue and get cracking at spitting out some reliable functionality. I am more interested in acting than just talking, so I will probably shut up now. Yes, that's where we are. Any questions on that, Rana? Absolutely. That was my next question, because let's say that if we would actually make this happen so that the API would work for us, if we open up several endpoints, and again, the most important things, uh, if we let's see, where is that main features? Right, there we go. Right, so the community information, this is something that would be handled even in the future by a desktop by a web application, right? Like a website. Now, the project repository is not that super interesting for an app, and also the member directory is not that super hot in my opinion, but I might be wrong. However, one thing that would be really interesting to be able to access on mobile devices would be the event management in terms of either knowing about what events are happening, which is something that we could, in principle, claim. You know, we can know that over Slack, right? So when a lot of people are using Slack on their mobile phones, but being able to like RSVP or even join um, live sessions on Google Meet, or perhaps a stream on Twitch through a mobile application. That would be really interesting, in my opinion. Um, mhm. Right. Have you worked with any like video clients or video feeds or embedded in an app or something like that? I'm looking for, if we could avoid leaving the app, but rather, do you understand, like access video feeds or Twitch feeds directly from within the app. Do you know any? Mm-hmm. 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 I know that chess.com are using this if this is an embedded player, Not sure if that could be something possible um, for us, if this would work or not, perhaps. So this is yeah, this is Twitch. This is Twitch. It looks kind of, it looks like a YouTube player, uh, but it is branded with the Twitch logo. You see, so it feels a bit weird, actually, to be honest. It could be something like a collaboration between Twitch and YouTube or something. I don't know. Let's dive into this. See if I can. Ah, come on, get lost. No, there we go. So class section component. Mm, class just remember, where is that now? There. Come on. I want to see the Twitch player. There it is. I want to inspect. Hello, Raisin. How you doing? Uh, oh, you can't hear? Oh, really? Really? Are you shitting me? Say something again. Yeah. Why can't? If you're talking to somebody, we're not able to listen. So the Twitch. So Raisin from said in Twitch chat that he can't hear you, which is really weird because I can hear you and I can see that my uh, my OBS studio is hearing you. Oh, yeah. Can you hear yourself on Twitch? That's weird. Ah, what a fucking shit show, huh? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yep. Now the only thing is that I need to find that. Where is that? There it is. Right, of course, I will stop screen sharing. Right. That's so weird. If it's not one thing, then there's the other. Right? There's always something. Yeah, well, I don't know if we have how much of a delay there is on Twitch now. But anyway, yeah. So this seems like a fairly regular embed um, on this one, right? So there's this is a fairly regular embed. I think that perhaps that could work on a mobile phone as well or something. Um, I'm really bad at chess, by the way, people. So don't look at my statistics, please. Um, but that's the way. No, so I will probably expose a few endpoints of the website one functionality, like the event management, and then we can definitely have a discussion. I would say having a uh, flutter um, project running in website in Agile Ventures would be really interesting, actually. So if that's something we could initiate at some point, that would be really cool. I would definitely love that because I would be able to learn a few things. Cool. Raisin, I don't think you're worse than me on chess, but I do challenge you to a game. So let's. I'm Thomas Hochman at chess.com. So hit me up, brother. Right. So that was the story about website one. And in other news, we are 8 people right now that will start the Work the Web summer camp. Raisin, you being one of them, so welcome. To that, I am in the process of putting together the course documentation. We do start Tuesday, July the 6th, so there is a few, what is it, two more weeks, I think. So after that, we're gonna go at it for 9 weeks. Um, for 9 weeks and have a graduation, an online graduation on Saturday, September 4th. I look really much forward to this. And Anya will be a teaching assistant on that, and another guy called Mike. Um, then I will check that reason for you because we did send out something. We might be a slip from our side, of course. But we did get your email. Mike lives in Kenya. Um, and he's a great community organizer. So if you don't know him yet, hook up with him on Slack one way or another. He's a really good person to talk to. He's into Elixir and Python and Rails, of course, and generally a great guy. So it's going to be fantastic. Right, I think that pretty much covers it all. I am still, I say that in every community meeting that we are on the lookout for a few people that can engage in our community. Most importantly for me right now, well, most importantly is executive assistant, because that person would help me get organized a little more, but not notwithstanding, one thing that is really important for us is to get hold of somebody that would like to practice some marketing and sales skills. We do have a grant from Google for $10,000 a month, which is a massive amount of money to spend on marketing with Google, of course. And I know jack shit about Google Ads, so I'm not good at it. I need help with that. So if anybody knows anybody who is good at the Google Ads, then definitely um, help us with that, because we need to spend that money wisely. I did manage to learn a little bit about Google Ads, so I set up one campaign, and we can see that we are getting a lot of hits. Last time I checked, we were at 7.3% or 7.2% click-through rate. I think we are somewhere there at the moment, which is good. So I didn't do a bad job, in my opinion, because that's a very good click-through rate from what I understand. But we can do better than that, of course. So this campaign has been active from Friday, June 11th, when I started, and we managed to spend almost $2,000 out of 10,000. So that's not much. We need to increase our spending. That's funny. But they just give us some money. They have this Google for Nonprofit program, and we are enliable, so we get. I mean, that's $10,000. It's like 9,000 euros. That's a lot of money. And so if you guys know anyone that would love to practice their Google Ads skills and actually spend some actual money, then and everything that comes with it, measuring the campaign's progress and success and so on, then just let me know, and perhaps we can arrange for something. Right, we do have that, and we can see that the the rate of people coming to our website is increasing. Let's see if we can get that up on the screen somewhere. Acquisition overview. Right. No, I don't know what that means. I'm not good at that either, actually. All traffic. Let's see. No. Channels. I don't know. What is that? So if we look at from the beginning of June, I don't know what users means. This is not the right organic search, behavior, conversions. Audience real-time overview. Let's see. Oh, this is more like it, right? Or is it? Users, number of such page views. Let's have a look at page views. Well, we are steady on this. It hasn't increased, so I don't know what that means actually. So yeah, but again, we need somebody that understands all of this. I am bad at these kind of things, so that's why I can't be in charge of doing this kind of stuff, because I just don't understand anything. So yeah, we are looking for that. That's a big thing. But there's another little project that I just want to mention now that I'm talking about all of this stuff, and that is something that we will start to work on in this fall, and that is a platform for small courses and well, we call it micro sessions, micro learning sessions. That is called This is Code. And the idea is this, guys. Try to follow me. Like, if you know something, Rana, for instance, like you just learned about testing in Flutter or some fantastic new way of testing, let's say, right? So you can build a small course around this or a workshop around this for, let's say, 2 hours or 3 hours or something like that. You know, you just want to share that with the outside world. And you can do it for free, or you can do it for money. Like, let's say you want to get paid $20 or $40 or $200 for a seat for in a session like that. But you don't want to do too much around this. You know, write very comprehensive course documentation or package this as a Udemy course with all pre-recorded stuff. You just want to test out the ground to see if people are actually interested in this, or if you can deliver this kind of courses. Then This is Code could be a platform, because here you can set up a micro course or mini course and deliver it once or twice or 10 times. You can schedule it and then see if you get any traction on it. And if you do, then you can repeat it. And if you don't, you just move on and do something else, right? And the platform will, if this is a paid course, we will take a commission, 7% or something like that. But if it's a free course, we just do it for free. And we developed this platform and an administrative interface for this is code.io. Yeah, so we developed this platform for my company, for a student, let's see, what is it? I think this is the one. Oh, okay, well that's embarrassing. Let's see if we can find it. So we developed this for a client as a proof of concept once, and then they didn't want it anymore for some reason, because I think they went out of business or something. And so we inherited this code base at Craft Academy, and we don't know what to do with it. So we kind of gave it away to Agile Ventures, where I think this would make a better fit, basically. And so which we made a donation just a few weeks ago, and we hope that at Agile Ventures this could become a living platform and something that people can actually use. So I have high hopes for this application, and I think it could make a difference both for our community and for our members and our outreach, basically. So from this interface, you can create a course, and you can edit it somehow. Let's see, update course. Right. So we can add a description to the course itself and add a date and so on. You can upload a cover image, and if you do that, then it becomes visible on this front end facing interface. So that is something that is in the works, and this one is built in React, of course. This is also built in React with Gatsby, I believe. And there is an API running in the background. And this is also a potential candidate to develop a mobile client for. And this will also include streaming one way or another. We haven't really decided yet. But this is, even if we don't move on to an API only application on website one, Verena, this one could also be a candidate to explore whether this could qualify for a good mobile app. Does that make? Thanks. Yes, and live courses, so not pre-recorded. Do you understand? So the idea here is that if we take, let's see, we had this work the web course, right? So this, you describe the course in one way or another. There should be some images here. I'm very worried that there are no images. Not sure why, actually. But anyway, I delivered. So you have to deliver this as a live course. So you actually set up something like you and I are doing right now, where people can come in and actively participate. So there are so many providers that are building platforms for pre-recorded courses or stuff like that. So we wanted to do something different, and we do live courses instead, which of course would mean that you can't scale it up that much, right? Because there's a limited amount of how many people you can handle. But I am a great believer in instructor-led stuff. For some people, pre-recorded stuff works for some, and interacting with a real coach works better for other participants. So we think that this could definitely find its place on the market one way or another. So we'll see. Mm. And this is my design. I decided the logo, so I'm very happy with that actually. But again, I do not know why I'm not getting an image here. That's a bit annoying. So why would that happen? We get right, that's one thing. Fail to load resource. That's a lot of red stuff. The fuck? We got fail to resource responded to status 403 forbidden. I know why. Gotcha. Gotcha. Thank you for dropping by. No problems. I'm just, you know how I am. Once you start debugging, then you never stop. Thank you very much for tuning in today, chat. I'm done for today as well. I see you in the next one or on Slack or whatever you want, Verena. And let me know when you're gonna stream, because then I'll be there watching. Perfect. All right. Stay cool. Bye bye. And Raisin, thank you very much for tuning in. And I see you and the rest of the gang at the next community follow-up. See you. Oh, you did send me a challenge. Well, then we're gonna play some chess. All right. Cheerio.